The 30. It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper. It's second down. Now that's what he can do, when he keeps the football. It's not a huge gain, but it shows how hard it can be to stop it.
Yeah, and I thought the defense had that one pretty well contained, and in fact, they probably came up and felt pretty good about what they did. Then they looked up and realized he still got good yardage out of it. He's a tough guy to stop.
Down right around the 25. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down?
3rd and 3.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. They have the first down with that gain of 4 yards. From the red zone now, Watson. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this third quarter of play. Back now in Houston, it's Texans football, but they trail here as we get started in the fourth quarter. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Now a handoff, Johnson. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. The Texans on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. Here's Watson. Now they go screen. It's complete. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Here we go on 4th. Watson eluding the pressure right. And no, it's incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Packers D comes up with a big stop. And he'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. I've seen, you and I both been to...
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Bernardrick McKinney, the linebacker, picks it. And this one will be brought back to the 22. When he went on the move there and started rolling out, I thought there was a window, but that window closed quickly, intercepted.
And sometimes, despite how big your arm talent is, you don't get enough on a throw when you're on the move as opposed to setting your feet and stepping into one. That may have been the case there, and the defense certainly benefited.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Throwing again is Watson. Screenplay, Johnson. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. Back to throw, Watson. And Stills bringing it in. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down. 1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They run. It's Johnson. And I don't think he got there. He did not. They stop him a yard. Shy. So a challenge is upon us. I tell you, close game, 4th quarter. This is a huge decision.
Oh, no doubt about that, partner. A lot has to be riding on this call. And it is a tight one because it has to be indisputable visual evidence in order to change it. Now here's the big question. Do they actually have that evidence?
We're about to find out. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And the 4th down stop has them in the driver's seat. Now we'll see if they can put points on the board to strengthen this slim lead. At the very least, they'd love to march this football out of their own territory and chew up some 4th quarter clock. And he He's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down. They'll run on first down. It's Jones. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it second and a foot or so. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
It's a first down on a gain of 10.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
He's crossing. He's checking cross.
They'll try and run some clock now with Jones. And he loses the football a second time. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
On second down, it's Jones. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a third and about 4. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 31-yard line. He has a first down, and that catch will also put him over 100 yards receiving now on the afternoon. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On first down, Jones. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. Zach Cunningham, the leading tackler in the AFC in 2019, is there defensively. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll go again to Jones. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down. And now right out of the 2-minute break, you'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Now, this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Rodgers to throw. And that is incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Field goal, a 45-yard attempt.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that'll make this a 7-point game. Now, from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And last time they were stopped on fourth down, had a drive stalled out. We'll see how they respond this go-around.
I'm eager to see what their mindset is, because moving the ball feeling good, and then that abrupt stop on 4th down. Do they go back to the bench and go, oh, boy, they've got something for us? Or do they go to the bench and say, we blew it ourselves. Let's get back out there and move the ball again.
And is it different when you get stopped on 4th versus punt? Is that more motivation for the defense, a little more confidence?
I think as a defense, you're so excited with a 4th down stop. Making them punt, that's your goal anyway. But a 4th down stop, that's almost a sign of disrespect that they went for it in the first place. And when you get that, you feel great about yourselves.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. 3rd and long coming up. Defensively, you pressure the quarterback or drape all over the passing lane?
Yes, that's exactly what you do. It's both because they're not mutually exclusive. They may have been at one time in football, but not anymore. You want to have that pressure. If you have a big-time pass rusher, send him after the quarterback, and then make sure you blanket the field.
And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
Following the penalty, it's Johnson. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone, trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Watson. Flush to his right. And he is across and in for the score. And now they can tie the game in the final stages with the extra point.
Or they can go for 2 and go for the win. And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
And we may very well be headed to overtime.
That ties the game at 20 all. Kaimi Fairbairn to kick off for Houston.
Fitting for what's been a tight ball game. We're all even at 20 now as the kick's away. Jackson now to return. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36.
36-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Rodgers throwing quickly out wide. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. That catch good for only a couple.
At the 37-yard line.
So the game here hangs on the right foot of Mason Crosby. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. So the game here hangs on the right foot of Mason Crosby. This a long one from 54. And his kick is good. And the Packers are off to a 3-0 lead.
23.
Well, a little drama there at the end, but really this thing was already decided. The late points get scored, and then it ends on the kickoff.
And I'm right there with you, partner. At the end of the game, they knew what they had to do. Just make sure you don't cough up the football at the end. Just take care of it, and victory was theirs, and that's exactly what they did.
So for Green Bay, their strong start to the year continues as they're up to 5-1. And they will head home next week to take on the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, for Houston, things are definitely going south quickly as they fall now to 1-6. And they'll get an extra week to think about it as the midseason bye might be coming at just the right time. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles.